Good morning, students. Welcome to today's class. My name is Mr. Shobande Abolaji Said. Remember, we started last week with preposition. This is continuation of where we started from. And this is going to be part B of the preposition. Remember, we stopped at verbs with fixed preposition. And let me remind you that we started last week. I told you that preposition is one of the most ambiguous part of speech because it's quite broad and you need to read very well before you can understand how you can use preposition in a sentence. And like I told you, we have unicameral preposition. That is one word that we use in a sentence. And we have that use multiple or double. Having said that, what we are looking at today, we're going to look at what verbs with fixed preposition. There's some verbs that attract fixed preposition. There's no way you can do about it. For instance, we all know that when you use the word succeed, succeed can only be used what? In. He has succeeded in his endeavor. The same applies to, I gave you this last week, but I didn't finish. The same applies to the word engross, absorb, immerse, relent, inculcate, imbibe, specialize, deal, confide, resort. All these words, they go with the fixed preposition in. For instance, look at it. He was engrossed in his thought. When someone is engrossed, means that all his mind is preoccupied with what he's doing. So when you use any of these verbs, they attract the fixed preposition in. So please don't hesitate. Look at the word. We should not relent in our effort to attain our goal. It is wrong to say we should not relent in our effort. The word relent goes with what? The preposition in. I could remember when we were still in secondary school, they used to write, you should not relent on your effort, which is very wrong. That relent cannot attract the preposition on. It goes with what? In. The same thing applies to what? Inculcate, imbibe, specialize. My brother specialized in foreign trade. Deal in, you must let to confide in your parents. When you confide that, you tell your secret to your parents. His nonchalant attitude result in his what? Expulsion. The other one result. We have this, and the other one, this one will attract to. Why this one attract in? So be mindful of all these things. All these verbs attract the preposition in. Then we call it something on to the other day. Remember, relocate you. When you relocate, you means you move to some place. We have relocated to our new site. Adjust to, oblige to, compel to, constrain to. You are constrained to marry a saucy lady. When you are constrained, situation warrant. Affiliate to. My school is affiliate to Unilag. You don't say affiliate with. Normally, you used to use with. It is wrong. It is what? To. Refer to. Dedicate to. You must commit it to memory, not by memory. Adapt to. You must learn to adapt to whatever situation you find yourself. Conform to. You must conform to the rules and regulations. All this, we have what? Subject to, demote to, elevate to, increase to. All these attract the preposition to. When we started, we talk about in, and I've mentioned, written all those verbs. The lists are inexhaustible. What I mean, you can work on your own too and get more. But the one that I've written on the board for you, this attract what? In. Under this heading, they go into a to. We mentioned that we have like 20. Then here, under from, extract from, evict from, the man has been evicted from his room. Drive from, bar from, banish from the society. Refrain from immoral conduct. When you ask to refrain, means do away with. Abstain from, escape from, flee from, exonerate from blame. Indicate from, exculpate. Separate from, alienate, estrange, ostracize, isolate. All these words, they go with what? From. You must be mindful. Don't make mistake, please. Because you must abstain from immoral conduct. You can't say that you must abstain to. The words here attract the preposition from. It is fixed. Remember, verbs with fixed preposition. The one that attract in, this is to, this is from. The lists are inexhaustible. I repeat, you can add to it through your constant work practice, through your dictionary. Now, we only look at the one that attract with. When we talk about with, confront with. We are confronted with the truth. Look at it. Confront goes with what? With. We have entrust with. embellish with, adorn with, abscond with, elope with, decorate with, beautify with. Under the word with, when you are confronted with the truth, there are some people that always shy away from the truth. Once you are confronted with the truth, means that there is no way you can escape. The word confront must attract what? With. The same thing applicable to the word entrust. We are entrusted with what? With the task of nurturing the young mind. We have what? Embellish. Ladies embellish their waist with beads. When you embellish, means you decorate, adorn, beautify. Abscond. When somebody abscond, means that person has what? Run away with fund. The manager has absconded with his company fund to run away. Elope with, that is when you run with your lover without your parents' consent. Elope with. We have decorate with flower. Beautify with. So under here now, you can see that we said all these words: confront, entrust, embellish, adorn, abscond, elope, decorate, beautify. They go with what? With. However, the lists are inexhaustible. I don't want to waste too much time on it. That's why we're reducing. We have this one too. Under, we have off. Under off, we have words like convince. Convince. We have deprive of. We have convince, deprive, deny of. We have words like aware of, weary of. We have conscious of. Conscious. When you are conscious, means you are aware of something. So aware goes with what? Of. Convinced of, is convinced of his sincerity. Deprive of, accused of. So all these words, they go with what? Of. Convinced of, deprive of his right, deny of his duty, aware of the truth, worry of ladies, conscious of the fact, accused of murder. So all these words, they go with what? Of. We also have this. We have we go to 4 now. Preposition that goes with 4. Blame for. Blame, scold, admonish, chastise, cheat, reprimand, eulogize, commend, compliment, applaud. We have applaud. We have a laud, admire. Now all this was written here. Now you can see he is blamed for his stupidity, scold for his indolence, admonish for negligence, chastise for his humility. You can see all these words now, they go with what? 4. Admire for our beauty. So 1, 2, we don't need that. So what we say that all these words written here, they attract 4. The lists are inexhaustible. You can equally add to it on your own. We also have words that go with we have done in, we have done in, we have done to, we have done from, we have done with. So we go to, we have done off. Let's check on again. Let me see whether under that on, remember we said depend on, rely on, depend on, rely on. We have congratulate. When you are congratulated, it goes on, operate on, or operate upon. Congratulate on, rely on, depend on, what do you call this one? Under the word, like I said, we have depend, we have rely, we have congratulate, meditate. Yeah. When you meditate, you think, reflect on, contemplate on, ruminate on, cogitate on, deliberate on, embark. Embark goes with on. You must embark on the journey, whether you like it or not. When you embark goes with on, deliberate on, cogitate on, ruminate on. All this means to think. Contemplate, you must learn to contemplate on your action. Reflect on. So all these words, they attract on. We also have however, there are some words that perform dual function, meaning they attract multiple preposition. There are some verbs that attract multiple preposition. For instance, look at this words now. Play, play on, play for, play at, play with. You play on the turf. It could be basketball, it could be football. You play for a particular team. You play at a gathering, that is musician. You play with your like-minded people or friends. There's just like this one. Speak to, speak with, speak at, speak for, speak on. Now, when you speak to someone, you are trying to convince that person to share the same thought with you. Or probably you are trying to win that person to your side. Please kindly speak to your friend. I don't like the way he's behaving. So you are trying to seek the support of that person to ensure that that person will change his mindset towards you. When you speak with group of people. Then you speak at a gathering. It could be an occasion, party, or speech. You speak for duration of time. You speak on a particular topic. The verbs here now, we said that they attract multiple preposition. Look at another one, too. Die on, die for, die I, die in, die with, die by. Now, when I say you die, somebody can die on the bed, on a hospital bed. Somebody can die on a diet. You die for your belief. When somebody die, you can die for you die for your belief. Somebody can die for Christ. Somebody can die for your faith. You die at a particular place. Die in a battlefield or war front, or die in what? An accident. Die with your faith. Die by anger to not be a portion. So we said, look at this words down. Die attract almost about what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 preposition. These are verbs that attract multiple preposition. We also have this word. Sleep on the mat. Sleep for duration of time. Sleep by snoring. Manner. Sleep with cover cloth. Sleep at 9 p.m. That is the fixed time. Guys, you sleep on the bed, on the mat. You sleep for duration of time for an hour. You sleep by snoring. That is the manner with then sleep with, what do you call it? Cover cloth. Sleep at 9 o'clock. That is fixed duration or fixed time. We also have words like okay, let me just now another thing I need to quickly rush to. There's some preposition that is quite difficult to use in the sentence. For instance, look at this word in. We all know that in is used to indicate what? Time. It can use to indicate location or place. For instance, you can equally use in front of what? Date, time, street. Now, when you want to use it, like, look at it. When it's that he lives in Lagos, or he lives in, what do you call it? Let's just say, when you say in, you say he lives in Shagamu, and he lives in Lagos. Shagamu is a small place. Small place. In cannot go there. In is for large geographical area. He lives in Lagos is the correct one. You cannot say he lives in Shagamu. But you can use the word he lives at Shagamu to indicate what? Location. And at the same time, we said that look at this one. She was born in January. That is stating the what? The month. However, you want to indicate the date. In cannot be there again. It's going to be what? Look at it. Date and the month. She was born. (2000). You can see there's stark contrast or difference. In here indicates what? The month. Here is indicating what? The time. There's a clear difference. We can only use in for what do you call it? Confined area. Confined area simply means a place that has door with restricted area. He is in the room. You can't say that he is on the room. Con is used for surface area. So when you say in can be restricted area or confined area. The TV is in the corner of the room, not at or on. Likewise, if you look at this one too, just like when you say that he lives on the street. Look at this sentence. He lives on the street. He lives in the street. The context on the street simply means that it doesn't have a fixed place. He is a sojourner. He doesn't have a fixed house. He doesn't have on the street means he can sleep anywhere, just like a mad or demented person. You can't say he lives in the street. So this one is up there. But you can say he lives in my compound to indicate location or place. He lives in my, you cannot say he lives on my compound. He lives in my compound. He lives in my area. But when you're mentioning this, he lives on the street or he lives in Ajao area of Lagos. You are trying to work specific. It's just like when we use the word estate. We all know that estate is a conglomeration of several buildings on a piece of land. Now, when you want to use that, he lives in an estate, it's quite right. When you say he lives on an estate too, both are acceptable. In there, you are trying to say that if you use in, you are trying to what? Specific. He lives in a Ajao estate. You have already mentioned this estate where he resides. But when you use he lives on an estate, that is what you are trying to what? Generalize. You are not being specific. So under the word in and on, they can be used for location too. Just like what I've just mentioned now. Under estate now, he lives in a Ajao estate. Specification. He lives on an estate. You are generalizing. We also have the use of the same thing with this word. Nigeria is a country. But that one will go with on. Look at it. Nigeria is a country on the continent of Africa. Now we all know that Nigeria is a country in the continent of Africa. On the continent, it's going to be what? On the continent of Africa, not in. Okay, out of several countries, Nigeria is one of them. So you can say that Nigeria is a country in the continent, on the continent of Africa is the correct one there, not in. Just like we said earlier that in can be used, but there are some exception to the rule. Here now, the correct word that fitting is what? On. Having said that, we move on to, it's just like somebody use, what do you call this word? A penetrating knife to stab. Look at this. It was stabbed in, at, on, the back. If you are talking about the penetrating objects, like knife, if we are talking about penetrating object like knife, it was stabbed in the back. Got the force, it was stabbed in the back. However, if you are trying to talk about act of betrayal, it was stabbed, it was a stab at the back, or it was a stab at the back, means what? Act of betrayal. But a stab in the back means a penetrating object, knife. So it goes what? In. Then we also have if they use this word in time, on time, we all know that in time means what? Before the stipulated hour. Before the stipulated hour, which I got to the stadium in time for the match, meaning before the match started. However, when you get to a place on time, means what? Exact or precise hour. Exact or precise hour. So in time means before the stipulated hour. While on time is what? Exact time. Then we usually have this one too. In bed, on bed. When we say somebody is in bed, it means that bed is fast asleep, snoring. Why on bed? You are still relaxing. You can be on bed and be meditating on what you want to do. Why? Fumi is always in bed by 9. By 9, must have been in bed. Means that she's already fast asleep. Why not that? By 8, I'm still on bed. What are you doing? I'm still meditating, reading. We move on to just like what I said earlier on too. We also have the use of art. We all know that art normally is equally used for location. When somebody said, I shall see you at 4. I shall see you by 4. I shall see you. Not like on, not like in. So what we're trying to do is that, look at it. When somebody says, I shall see at 4, you know that the time has been fixed already. When I shall see by, there's any But if somebody tells you, look at it, I shall see you at 4, it means that your timing, your meeting has been fixed already. And it's what? Certain. Bearing any unforeseen circumstances. However, if somebody tells you, I shall see you by 4, there is element of what? Probability. It may or may not. So the correct word to use for fixed appointment, at, not by. The same thing with the word, look at this. So we said that at is of fixed appointment or fixed time. But look at it. Look at this one. I shall see by noon. We shall meet. Okay, let me use it. We shall meet at noon. We shall meet by noon. If you look at the two sentences, they look very much alike. But when we are talking about context, we shall meet at noon. We shall meet by noon. The correct one is what? At. By, no, like I said, the other one, there's element of by, but by doesn't fit into the context yet, because the right word should be what? At. The time frame has already been fixed. We also have this one too. he got he has gone to okay, sorry, let me use this one. I wanted to use art in the context of office, but he's at school. Exactly. But you cannot say he's in the office. You can't say he's at, so he's at school, is correct, but he's in the office, or he has gone to his place of work. So at school means that he's within the environs, the vicinity of the school. So we have let me quickly touch this because of our time constraint. We also have some adjective too that can go with a fixed preposition. Some adjectives that can go with fixed preposition. Adjective that can go with fixed preposition. We have look at this one. Responsible. Let's start with for. Responsible for. We have a all right, let me start with two first. For. Accountable to. When you are accountable, means that you are responsible. Accountable to, liable to, susceptible, vulnerable to, adjacent to, allergic to. When you are allergic to dust, you are not disposed to it. Disposed to, instrumental to, congenial to, congenial to. So when you say, look at it, the ministers are accountable to the what? Presidency. We are all liable to our. We are all liable to our. When you are liable to something, that means you are liable. That is vulnerable. That is what allergic to. The same thing. Ladies are susceptible to flattery, meaning that they can be won over. They can be what? Won over by what? Flattery. Vulnerable to the same thing. Aru is hired to mine. He's allergic to dust. I am not disposed to waking up early. He's instrumental. My parents are instrumental to my success. Look at just like smoking is injurious to injurious goes with to too. Detrimental too. Look at the harmful too. Dangerous too. For instance, smoking is what? Inimical to your health or to one's health. Look at this one too. Indolence is detrimental to success. So you can see this adjective now, like I said, they attract what? To, accountable to, liable to, susceptible to, vulnerable to. Let's go to another one. Let's take another adjective. We have words like so we have used what do you call it? So let's go for now. Under the word for, we have words like responsible. Okay. We have responsible. We have praise. We have words like responsible for, praise for, crave. Does not go with the preposition. We have responsible, no, susceptible, liable, Accountable. Accountable to can equally go with 4, depending on the context of your intention. Now, without wasting too much of our time, when you take a look at it, you are responsible for your success. Meaning, if you are committed, if you are dedicated, if you know what you really want, when you are responsible for your success, means that you cannot hold anybody accountable for your mistake or success. So meaning that you must hold yourself accountable so that you're able to face life in general. Then likewise, what praise for? When you are being praised for, that is eulogize. You may when that means you are being eulogize means to praise someone for his exemplary conduct or whatever. And when you are accounting for something, meaning just like all our political leaders, some of them do not show what's called element of transparency, and they are accountable for the role they assume in the society, be it councillor, minister, but it seems the reverse is the case. Having said that, we don't want to waste too much of our time. I'm going to implore you to do me a favor, please. Be it adjective, verb, anything, check your dictionary. The best bet to learn preposition is through your dictionary. They will listen for you. We have adjective with fixed preposition, verb with fixed preposition, so that through then we'll go to past question. Maybe in our next class, we'll extract past question to see some of those things that we have listed, whether they can be practiced or practicable in class. So that we were able to see, for instance, like this now, they may write something like this. Let me give you an instance. We should not relent dash our effort. Now we don't have A, on, B, at, C, in, D, by. We should not relent in our effort, not on. Or the last one, before we run out of time, look at this one too. My parents are instrumental dash my success. A, to, B, with, C, at, D, by. My parents are instrumental to my success. It's just like what I said earlier on. Look at this one too. She's susceptible. When somebody is susceptible, so vulnerable. I'm weak dash to flattery. Sorry, the last one. A, to, B, with, C, of, D, by. When you are susceptible, it's going to, meaning vulnerable. So please, by next week, before we move on, we'll quickly check question 10. Please, class. Please let the class be interactive. It is organized for you people to ask questions that you don't understand. So don't feel shy, or please don't hesitate to ask questions so that we'll know whether the message has been passed across very well or not. Ask questions related to what we have done today. In the absence of none, maybe next week we're going to give ourselves 10 questions that we'll treat together in the class. If that is not, that means in the absence of none, we shall reconvene again next week. Thanks.